Then it's your chance to be ruthless.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless. Make some progress, I can see that they compare. I think everyone's against me, maybe something in the air. Am I paranoid? I swear a void is forming and they're scared. I walk a straight path, not many can say that. I like to play fast, cross me and there's payback. You better pray that I don't see your face at any place that I go. I know you hate that. I've been doing fine, I'm not wasting any more time. I live for the fight and the climb. I think that the pain that's deep inside is what defines. So I won't give up, I'm gonna make it to the top. I don't care what's in my way, I swear I'm never gonna stop. I could fall flat on my face and I swear I will get back up. Cause I don't deserve a thing and the road ahead is tough. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless.
Good morning, everybody. I really need to get that music set in a loop because it ends at like 3 minutes and 12 seconds, something like that. Let me check the oil on this thing real quick and make sure that it's operating properly. And it appears to be so. It appears to be so. Oh, looks like the chat's pretty active already this morning, which is super duper pooper scooper. As usual, let's go ahead and knock this out. And I figured it out. First, Lightning Raider SC. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Everybody's turning yellow. Loving it. Bradley Collins, you are number 2. Cindy Hoppin, you are deterred. We have West Virginia Pappies in the house. We got Deanna, 420 all day. Laszlo, Bullseye, Ben. Leia showed up. There we go. Let's see. Oops is in the house. Got Ian showing up. Let's see. Billy King's here. Scrolling. Skeins showed up. Bob Peta. There we go. All right. So we've got a full house right now. We're doing pretty good. Just so you guys know, I am fully operational with my coffee cup heater. Uh, Shameless self promotion. I've got it set to 180 degrees and turn off in 2 hours. So it's pretty good. Pure Alaska, good to see you. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Also, got a fireball in the chaw here. So should be minimal stuff of that happening on whatsoever. Also, I was able to get the poll loaded up. I'm not asking you to fill it out just yet, but I'm telling you what it is. The question in the poll today is, what's your biggest food storage challenge? 30 or 50% say cost, 33% say space, 11% say cooking, and 6% say nutrition. Be honest with you, a lot of people don't think about nutrition. They just think about, I want to put stuff in my gullet so that I can survive. And it looks like Black Mountain Outdoors showed up. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Okay, so with that said, today is Friday, so happy Friday. I wish I had some kind of graphic for that, but I do not. I'm just not that fancy. I'm just not that fancy. Shirt of the day. My meter is pegged. Actually, I'm in a pretty good mood today, but I decided to pick this one because it's one of my favorite shirts. All right, so I'm gonna try and sit back. I have a tendency to like get like right up in this stuff. And I just think you guys don't need to be seeing like an entire like face of faces and that kind of thing. I'm not seeing anybody else pop in the chat, so we're gonna go ahead and roll on to bigger and better things. Now, what inspired me to do this was there's just so many people out there that are they're like overburdened. Who is texting me? I know the town texted me this morning because they have a small section of sewer line that collapsed on this street, on such and such a street, in front of the new something something location. It'll be fixed by the end of the day. Please be aware of traffic and workers. Yeah, well, that's great, but the thing is, why does he keep sending me the same texts over and over? That is like basically main street of the town. So everything is going to have to bypass through there. It's going to affect businesses, all sorts of stuff. But I'm telling you because you guys should be signed up for stuff like that. You guys should be signed up for stuff like that where your town is actually telling you about what is going on so that you can stay in the know. Excuse me. All right, so I'm going to take a sip of coffee and we're going to get this started. We're gonna roll. You guys are already chatting. That is great. The Rose showed up. Thank you very much. It's one more year. It's my birthday. It's a great day. Made it one more year. Happy birthday, Rose. Everybody, happy birthday for Rose. Everybody, give Rose a happy birthday in the chat, please. I appreciate you if you do that. Scan0 says I've been living out of my pantry for over a year. Can I make this bigger? Is that what you said? Um, I've been living out of my pantry for over a year with limited replacement. It has been a good gauge as to what can actually need to stock up moving in a few months and would rather move empty. Yeah, exactly. 100%. That's the truth. Moving for preppers is not a great thing, guys. It's almost like you have to it's almost like you're moving two entire households. It's a lot. It's a lot. All right. Looks like you guys are saying happy birthday. I turn 28 every year. I know, right? I know, right? 420 all day. You sound like a woman. I thought you were a man. Please let us know. Inquiring minds want to know. Okay, so what I've done is I've put together kind of a comprehensive guide to building a 1 month food supply using readily available grocery store items, focusing on shelf stable options, and addressing potential challenges like lack of refrigeration, cooking facilities, and time. And what I want to do is emphasize creating a balanced and nutritious diet while considering the stress and physical exertion associated with emergencies. Oops, showed up. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. If I'm gonna move back from the camera, I've got to move. I'd love to be able to move the camera back, but the kind I have is just not that great. So, I'm gonna just have to stretch out to get the coffee. Oh yeah, so good. So good. All right, so let's go over some key considerations first. Some key considerations first. Excuse me. No refrigeration slash freezer. Let's assume that our preps require that. Now, refrigeration and freezing are unreliable during emergencies. Focus on shelf stable foods like canned goods, tuna, sardines, beans, etc. Dehydrated items, uh, eggs, milk, vegetables, fruit. Specifically with the eggs, they need to be farm fresh, otherwise, they do require refrigeration. And naturally shelf stable foods like rice, pasta, dry beans, honey, maple syrup, and such. Consider shelf life, or you want to consider the shelf life of each item and rotate your stock regularly to ensure freshness. Proper storage is crucial. Use airtight containers and store food in a cool, dry place. Consider mylar bags and oxygen absorbers for long term storage of dry goods. Let's see here. Going to the chat here. Let's see here. What the heck is what? This is a heck of a shirt. Thank you, Rural 2IC. I appreciate you, bro. Um, Skane's girl says, don't forget those stress foods. It can get pretty boring after a bit eating the same thing over and over. Yes, absolutely. It's called food boredom. It is a real thing. And 420 all day. 420 all day says he's all man. That's what a girl would say. I'm all man. Let's see. Honey can last forever. Very true. 420 says I got two dehydrators. That's good. That's good. Okay, so we're gonna move on to uh no stove slash microwave. And if you guys are new to this, the way this I talk about something, you post about something, I talk about what you post. It keeps the chat moving. Currently, we have a chat rate of 5, which is not bad for the subject that we're talking about. But we've got to keep it rolling. Cindy says unwashed eggs don't need refrigeration. Water glassing eggs keeps up to 2 years. Yeah, and well, so you guys know you cannot water glass store bought white eggs, the bleached eggs, because the idea is that the pickling solution for glassing eggs it will go right through that shell. You'll end up with pickled eggs. That's how you make pickled eggs, by the way. Let's see. I'd rather skip the foods I don't like and prepare to find something in wild to replace it. Fish from my pond versus sardines. Yeah, that's true. But what you've got to do is stay focused on what you can do to have the 30-day supply and then plus it up, like the add-ons, the icing, the gravy. You know what I'm saying? That's what you should be going for. Let's see here. Skane says canned, pressure canned, dehydrated, freeze dried, vacuum sealed. I have had it to clean out the freezers to move. All I have left is some butter to either can or make ghee. Cindy says can coat store bought eggs with mineral oil. That's true. That's very true. But I'm wondering how long they stay on the shelf. That's a question. I want to know that because my brain is telling me the process is the eggs need to be brought to room temperature and then covered with mineral oil, and then how long do they last? That's a question right there for the ages. All right, so next we're going to talk about not having a stove or a microwave. So cooking appliances may be unavailable. Plan meals that can be prepared with minimal cooking or alternative cooking methods. Um, Invest in a portable propane stove, a solar oven, or learn campfire cooking techniques. We talked about this yesterday briefly. Practice cooking with these methods before an emergency. Do it before an emergency. Don't pretend you're just going to do it. Focus on one pot meals, rehydrating dehydrated foods. Focus on one pot meals. I just read that. Dehydrating foods and consuming some foods cold or at room temperature. Have a variety of cooking utensils suitable for different heat sources. Some of the key words there was consuming a cold meal. I'll be honest with you guys, it's probably better to have like a cold lunch. Having a warm breakfast in the morning gets your body turned on, and having a warm breakfast at night gets your digestive juices going so that through the night you could actually stay a little bit warmer if you had to. It's not has nothing to do with the heat of the food. Also, it makes you feel better. There's a psychological effort of having a hot meal. Whereas lunch, you don't really care. You're just in between tasks and you're putting stuff in your gullet. Let's see here. Leah says, we focus on lots of beans and rice, peanut butter, flour, and such to make, I think you said breads there. I need to make the chat bigger. Hold on a sec here. There we go. To make breads. There we go. Bullseye says, I like to buy just add water products for my food store supplies. Got to have biscuits and gravy. Oh, yeah. Skeins Girl says, I freeze dry eggs, but I am addicted to my chaffles chaffles made with mozzarella, egg and mozzarella. I don't know what a chaffle is. I guess that's a waffle. It's like a cheese waffle is a chaffle. Am I right? Put it in the put it in the comments. I just ate my last one yesterday, but the girls are busy. Canada. How long um how long y'all recon dehydrated food is good for, or how y'all reckon dehydrated food is good for? Dehydrated good food is usually good for anywhere from 6 months to a year, depending on how you stored it. The problem is there's still moisture in dehydrated food. Powdered milk, thoughts? Kid loves milks. Powdered milk, I use. So long term, make sure it doesn't have any natural oils in it. Otherwise, it's not going to last. Short term, in your pantry, I use dehydrated milk every day, but I buy the kind that they use for babies, and it has the milk oils in it already inside of it, and that's no, those are normally only good for about 6 months after you open them. You might get a year out of them sitting on the shelf unopened, perfectly preserved. Let's see here. Let's see. Bullseye Ben says, I got so much propane and propane accessories. Feel like, there you go. I was about to say, Hank, as soon as you said propane accessories, I'm like, go get them, Hank. Foil cooking on top of an engine. I've done that. It works. It depends on the food. I don't trust it because you've got to get certain foods to certain temperatures. I think it depends on the food and storage methods. There you go. Jewish bread. Okay, LP. It's eggs and cheese cooked in a waffle maker. I use it like bread. That sounds delicious. Do you freeze it? Do you freeze it and then like microwave it, or is it like how do you store it? That's the question. If you're gonna make those things, let's we got to be able to like store it somehow. Use wood in use propane barbecue. Okay. Don't try to dehydrate bacon or fatty meats. It will ruin your dehydration machine. Ooh, that's interesting, Bullseye. Did not know that. Ben, I sent you a link. Can share the chat if it's good with LP. What's it a link to, Leia? That's the question. What's it a link to? I'll put it at your best judgment, Bullseye. You know I share other channels as long as it's not something that's going to get me kicked off of YouTube. It's good to go. Skane says no to fat on the freeze dryer as well. It's about freeze drying and storing, unless it's mixed with something else. Roast and taters on Ford tractor. Yeah, you can pull that off all day long, Ooks. You can do that up. Beef, you can basically eat beef raw if you have to. I prefer it rare, but yeah, you could make a roast on top of frickin' an engine block, no problem. Then it sucks though because the newer cars don't really allow for it. It's got all this plastic coating and protective stuff on, stuff. Oh no, I'm not worried about it. It's just like some people don't know the rules to YouTube, Leia. That's all. That's all it is. Harvest Right. Gonna sell them freeze dryers. I love it. I need to get stock in that company. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the next one. No time. Emergencies disrupt routines and limit time. Prioritize easy to prepare meals, potentially pre-packaging ingredients into just add water meals. Assemble recipe kits in advance, starting all the day ingredients needed for a specific meal. This reduces preparation time and ensures you have all the necessary components. Consider quick cooking options like instant rice and pasta. This goes right to those dehydrated slash freeze dried meals that you can make in a mason jar. And the idea is that you put all of the dried ingredients that you want inside this mason jar, and then you put it on your shelf. And then all you have to do is add water, and you have soup du jour or whatever it is, beef and whatever. You know what I'm saying? You just literally empty it into a pot and cook it, and you've got a meal, and so on and so forth. You can even do slow cooking stuff with it too. It's a thought. It's a thought. Um, a lot of and a lot of people, well, and with that, because they're actually dry ingredients, you could use smaller mason jars or larger ones, whatever, and then you can buy those vacuum seal lids, or you can use regular lids with a vacuum sealer and suck all the air out of that thing, turn it into a vacuum, turn it into space in a jar, and then you will actually have like these meals. You know, you can just like beep, 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 beep. You could actually do the same thing with Mylar bags if you wanted to. So just a thought. All right, so the next one is what do we got here? Yoda and Grumpy Acres has a good video on canning bacon. There you go. I want to can some bacon so bad, but then I want to eat it. That's the problem with canning. I want to eat it immediately. Let's see here. You can make powdered milk and evaporated milk, aka condensed milk, or you could just buy it in a can and put it on your shelf. It costs almost nothing. It's so cheap. Um, my only problem with freeze drying everything is what if you don't have the water to reconstitute it? I still can, I still can because of that. Yes, Gaines, I'm tracking with you. And it's really about variation in meal sources. You know, I have freeze dried food. I've got a year's worth of freeze dried food from originally from a company called Thrive underneath my bed. Um, I've got all of the Augustin Farm stuff. I've got stuff that's just for the pantry that's going to go bad in 6 months if I don't use it. And then I actually have like the MRE meals that are set off to the side in a special storage area. You know, and I know those are good for 5 years, and I don't have to do anything. So if I've got to like eat something right now, I go after one of those things. All right, let's see. Nutritional challenges. Did you check out the freeze dry link I sent you? No. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. But I'm trying to figure. I can't figure it out. So if you guys are wondering, West Virginia Pappy sent me a message on Facebook Messenger about a freeze dried company. West Virginia Pappy, put the name of the company in the chat for everybody so they know what we're referencing. Um, thank you and please and thank you. Um, but I couldn't tell. It's like it seems expensive. I can't tell like the portions. Like if I'm going to give you $60 for a can of meat, freeze dried meat, then I need to know like how much I'm getting, and then I need to be able to compare it to other companies. You know what I'm saying? Because I get a lot of stuff from Augustin Farm, and I never buy Augustin stuff from Augustin Farm off their website, guys. Never do it. They will hit you with so much shipping, it's not even funny. I am an affiliate, so you know, I'm telling you right now. Um, but go through Amazon. Go through Amazon. Um, check out the freeze dried. Super smart. I want to learn how to can. Leia, it's canning is so easy. Watch a couple of YouTube videos. It's got everything to do about the amount of acid that is inside the food. You can literally just create a list. I want to can tomatoes. I have to do this. I want to can meat. I have to do this. It's really that you there are so many. There's a lady out there that I watch that does canning the old like the lids don't even have like rings and stuff. They're just like you know, and then they have the bloop, bloop, bloop in the top of them. And it's what was it? Croatian. She's Croatian. I've actually messaged her before. Freeze dry warehousers. There you go. Now you guys know what he's talking about. You can Google that. Anyway, but it's so easy to do. It's absolutely so easy to do. You should definitely be getting into it. If it's something that you want to do, man, I tell you what, having food on the shelf is a really, really good feeling, guys. It's a really, really good feeling. All right, let's see here. Let's see. Oh, yeah, that's right, Leah. I was giving very conservative numbers. Okay, you guys are talking about facts. Good to go. That's okay. All right, so let's talk about nutritional challenges. So what we need to do is ensure that that we're equating our caloric intake to around $2,500 or 2,500 calories. They say 2,500 for men. They say 2,000 for women. Okay. They say 1,500 for children. But listen, I'm telling you guys right now, there's some variables, and people are going to disagree with me on, and it's like, okay, well, it's like, well, the fighting male needs so many calories, and then when you look and find out that it's like anywhere from 2,000 to 2,500 calories in a single MRE, and they get three of those a day, please don't tell me about numbers, okay? Think about you, your diet, your activity level, and plan appropriately. Be adults. But calorie needs are will supposedly increase during emergencies due to physical exertion and stress. Protein is going to be essential for maintaining muscle mass. Fiber aids digestion, and vitamins and minerals support overall health. I cannot emphasize enough. Go buy some damn vitamins. I'm going to drink some coffee real quick. My throat's starting to get scratchy. And Candle Rose, my coffee cup is 180 degrees, no joke. If you guys didn't know this, Candle Rose sent me a coffee warmer because I stopped using my new cup because it was getting cold too quick. Let's see here. Consider a high quality multivitamin supplement to fill any nutritional gaps, including a variety of food groups in your plan: grains, proteins, fruits, vegetables, and healthy fats. Guys, every day I take my brain pill. I'm older, so I'm taking a little bit of testosterone. No, it's not no medical grade shit. I bought this and I'm taking it. So I'm not going to tell you I feel great, but I'm going to tell you that I've never had a problem with my testosterone. I've actually been tested. But as I get older, what the hell, right? It's not going to hurt anything. It just might turn me into a raging lunatic and give me pimples on my back. And that's not happening. So it's well balanced, I think. Um, but I've also been taking, instead of I take the mid-grade stuff. I take the Alpha Brain. No, there's no link. There's no affiliate ship. I'm just telling you. I'm just throwing some worldly advice at you. But at the minimum, guys, regardless of what your requirements are, if you don't take any vitamins all day long, except for these three, you're going to be okay. B, C, D. Okay, that's not for bad conduct discharge. That's not for what is it? What did we used to call it in the Marines? BCD. The big chicken dinner. He got himself the big chicken dinner. Anyway, but it's what is it? B12, vitamin C, and D something. But the basics. Take those. You need them. Vitamin B, it's for alertness and your blood. Vitamin C helps to fight off any type of strengthens your immune system. And D is sunlight, which what strengthens your immune system. Everybody spends all their time inside now. They're not outside getting making their body make vitamin D anymore. So it's a deficiency that almost every American has. I'm sure you have others that you want to take. By the way, I'm kind of far away from the microphone. How is my sound right now, guys? Do I sound clear? Because I love to be like this close because then the sound is basically perfect, but I'm not. I'm this close. So let me know in the chat, guys. D3, I believe that, Cindy. I believe that. Let's see. MRS will cause diabetes for some people too. Skane says, no way, I need 2,000 calories. I'm active as hell, and I don't ever come close to that. I've been under a pressure cooker for stress for several years. You need to take a break, lady. Powdered milk, powdered goat milk for baby critters. I like that. Cindy says, use freeze dryer to save what you can eat, lasagna, etc. Then put the Mylar with oxygen absorbers. Eat what you like. Yeah, I like it. Let's see here. D3 for depression. Lima Charlie. Okay, good, good, good. I'm glad to hear that because this thing's got all sorts of buttons and stuff on it, and it's actually an older mic. It's one of the original Blue Yetis, but it has the best sound out of all my mics. It's better than than that fancy one that I bought. That one I gotta get like right up against to make any real good sound. But okay, I'm gonna continue using this big monster. Thank you, yeah, and good to see you, Deanna. Good to see you. You've been lurking. You've been lurking, lady. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about physical exertion and stress. Now, balanced nutrition is crucial for maintaining energy and immune system strength, both of which are compromised by physical exertion and stress. Stress weakens the immune system, making individuals more susceptible to illness. You need to prioritize nutrient dense foods that support immune function, such as fruits, vegetables, and protein. Ensure adequate hydration as well, as dehydration can exacerbate the effects of stress and physical exertion. Got to drink that water, guys. And we're going to talk about water, but this is more about food. This is more about that 30-day food supply. and how easy it is. And we're going to go over some of the easiness of it, but right now we're getting the key factors locked in. All right, water. Secure a reliable water source and purification methods. Filters, tablets, boiling. Water is essential for survival. Store at least 1 gallon of water per person per day. You guys know I recommend 3, but 1 is the minimum. Consider multiple water sources, such as bottled water, rainwater collection, or even a nearby stream or lake. Invest in a high quality water filter or purification tablets. Learn how to purify water by boiling it. Have a plan for safely storing and dispensing water. It's really that easy, guys. It's really that easy. All right, I'm going to go ahead and fire something up here real quick. I think I've got something to talk to you guys about. Dum, 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 dum. I do not. I do not. So we're going to go with the golden. We're going to go with the regular stuff, guys. And well, it's that time. It's that time. If you love your country, not your government, but your country, put a number 1 in the chat. Erica, I'm still going to drink some coffee. I'm going to talk some smack. We're going to relay some education to you, and we're going to pay some bills. Guys, I cannot recommend it enough. If you guys don't know about Refuge Medical, I'm sure like 99% of you, if you've never heard of Refuge Medical, if you've never heard my spiel, put a 1 in the chat. I'm curious to know. No, I'm sorry. I got ones flying in. Put a number 2 in the chat. Okay. The reason I'm saying that is because I don't want you guys to get to like it's Refuge Medical this and Refuge Medical that. But the bottom line is that when you find a company that is so top notch, that is the best in the world, that is not my opinion. Okay. That's not my opinion. You can ask anybody in the prepper sphere. Okay. The and the thing is that good quality gear does cost money, and it's going to get more expensive. I would highly recommend that if you've been waiting to pull the trigger on this might be the time to do it. And the reason is because we're getting ready to go into a trade war with China. Yes, Mexico capitulated. Yes, Canada capitulated, but China's like, bring it on, US, bring it on. Because they can actually fight with us. And some of the products, even though everything that is in, everything that Refuge Medical makes is made in America. Some of the primary components that is in everything that we consume here in the United States come from China. So let's think about that. The prices of things may go up. Also, there might be a trade war at some point, and the prices of everything will go up because the cost of doing business, not necessarily with China or the supplies, but the cost of business could go up. So if you're thinking about pulling the trigger on this, now's the time to do it. Knock this out of the park. Use code LocalPrepper, all one word, to save 15% on your purchases. And yeah, go out and do good things. Okay, so we're back on here. I really wish I could see. I really wish this thing would tell me when people were. Well, that's not it. Maybe it is it. Maybe it is it. Let's make this bigger. Let's We got we're assume players a new subscriber. I really wish it would tell me more when I had new subscribers during the live feeds, but it doesn't. So that's the way of the world. That's the way of the world. Okay, let's see here. Starting the new people into government. Yes, yes. Mr. Voss was confirmed. And if you guys didn't know this, the big stink, you probably all heard of Project 2025. Um, but Mr. Voss was one of the primary writers for Project 2025, and he will be sworn in today as your new, I believe it's Secretary of the Treasury. So, other than being writing on that document, he's also a world-renowned economist. So, Treasury, Fed, gonna bump heads. Of course, he's gonna be able to see where all the fiscal skeletons have been buried, and it's not gonna be pretty. They're scared. They're very scared. Let's stay on point, guys. Let's stay on point. Trudeau got our pockets inside out. We have to use tampons as a band-aid. I hope not, man. Tampons really aren't very good for anything, to be honest with you. I don't care what anybody says. That's a freaking lie. A lot of medicine and its ingredients come from China. That's true. That's true. But Jace Medical doesn't, or I'm sorry, Refuge Medical doesn't do uh, uh, medications. That's Jace. That's Jace. We talked about that yesterday. Hopefully, you guys are taking advantage of that deal as well. If you guys are interested in the products that I support, there's a link in the description. It says literally prepper gear I like. Click on it, it'll take you to the ones I support. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about some food categories. Oh, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back up in front of this. I'm back up in front of the damn. Oh, I'm all twisted up here. I got all excited pushing the buttons and doing the advertisements, trying to pay the bills. So I got all squirrely and moved around. Let's get back where we need to be. So, food categories and examples. Dehydrated foods. Eggs, cheese, butter, vegetables, carrots, onions, potatoes, fruits, apples, bananas, berries, meat, beef, and chicken, and textured vegetable protein, also known as TVP. Dehydrated foods are lightweight and have a long shelf life. I have used TVP before. You can put it in your soups, you can put it in mixes, all sorts of stuff. It's actually pretty tasty. Um, but I do not recommend people trying to survive on TVP because the protein value just isn't high enough, and I think your body has problems processing it. Let's see here. TVP is basically fake meat, but they dehydrate it into crumble, and then you can like put it in food. All right, so the next one is pressure canned foods. Meats like beef, pork, and chicken. These are, you can turn them into complete meals like chili, stew, or soups, and vegetables, of course. You know, pressure canning is the only safe method for preventing low acid foods, generally meats, from turning into something that's going to kill you, like botulism. Naturally shelf stable foods are honey, maple syrup, real maple syrup, ramen noodles, believe it or not, but they're only shelf stable for about a year. Um, Worcestershire sauce, dried beans, kidney, pinto, black, coconut oil, sugar, and salt. These foods can be stored for extended periods of time without refrigeration. Let's see here. Canned foods: tuna, salmon, sardines, herring, peanut butter. Excuse. I think I need another fireball, guys. Think another fireball. The barrels are too big to talk with, but the fireballs, they go down just right. That whole side of my mouth is sore yesterday from doing fireballs and live stream. 3 different live streams. Also, did you guys like that I did 3 different live streams yesterday? Because I'm thinking about doing more. But mm, there we go. The juice has got to be worth the squeeze for me because I can't just sit in front of this camera for 1, 2, 3, 4 hours a day. Um, But let's talk about where we at here. Naturally shelf stay foods. We did that. Foods that can be stored extended periods without refrigeration. Canned foods. Tuna, salmon, sardines, herring, peanut butter, canned fruits, and vegetables. Uh, Choose canned goods packed in water rather than syrup to reduce the sugar intake. Now, I can tell you, if you like your sardines, make sure you get them packed in oil. Uh, they're going to last longer. I love the sardines and oil with mustard sauce. All right, let's see here. ER water bath. Watergate meat. How long y'all reckon? Watergate. I never heard of water. You can't water bath meat that I'm aware of. I always check the the lives if I can. I always enjoy your content. Thank you, Leah. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Billions in kickbacks from Ukraine to certain one governments. Oh yeah, there's all sorts of money. They actually found a bunch of money that went to the Clinton Foundation. They got funneled like through 3 different companies. All right, let's for food storage packaging. Vacuum sealers remove air, extended shelf life, and prevent freezer burn. Oxygen absorbers remove oxygen from sealed containers, further inhibiting spoilage. Moisture absorbers. Let's get this thing. Maybe I'll put it over here. Moisture observers control humidity, prevent mold and mildew, Sterilized mason jars are suitable for pressure canning and storing dry goods. If you don't know how to sterilize a mason jar, it's really, really easy. You can either boil the crap out of them or put them in the oven at a specific heat for a specific amount of time, and that will do the deal. All right, so now we've talked, believe it or not, we've only talked about the key points. Okay, so there's something called the rule of 10. All right, so listen to me carefully. The article suggests a 10-day rotation plan um, for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Multiply the ingredients by 3 for a 30-day supply, because that's what this is really about, a 30-day supply. How do we get there? What do we do to get there? Um, I've got some meal examples that I'm going to talk to you about, but nothing crazy. But they're almost all shelf-stable ingredients. Flexibility is encouraged, considering creating themed meals like Mexican Monday or Pasta Wednesday, so on and so forth. And this is going to add variety and make meal planning easier. So the general idea, the simplest way to remember the rule of 10 is when you create a 30-day supply, 10 breakfasts, 10 lunches, 10 dinners per person. It's that easy. It's that easy. All right. Now, some sample media ideas. Some sample meal ideas. Sorry, the fireball is getting me. Breakfast. Um, Oatmeal with dried fruit and nuts, scrambled eggs, with some cheese, pancakes from a mix with syrup, French toast, dehydrated eggs with fruit. These are all things that you can easily have and store for 30 days. Lunch, canned soup, chili, canned or homemade pressure can, it doesn't matter. Mac and cheese. Maybe you throw a little bit of TVP in there. Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Shelf stable peanut butter and jelly. Tuna salad, canned tuna. And the neat thing about peanut butter is you can actually buy dehydrated or freeze dried peanut butter and reconstitute it to make it all to turn it from the powder to the cream. Easy work, easy peasy, easy peasy. Dinner, spaghetti. Maybe it's canned sauce or homemade and then pressure canned. And then, but honestly, uh, I don't do that. I have a lot of canned sauces or a canned spaghetti. I buy the different, traditional 3 cheese meat sauce, whatever. But I try to get it in a can if I can. If not, I go to the jar, not the rubber one, an actual glass jar. And then when I cook, I just add things to it to make it mine. It's that easy. But if you want to can your own spaghetti sauce, have at it. Uh, Dehydrated meatballs, beef stew, can or homemade pressure can, doesn't matter. Chicken and rice casserole, maybe some dehydrated chicken. You make the rice, maybe some tacos with using TVP as the canned meat. You know what I'm saying? And then maybe some rehydrated vegetables. But it's pretty easy. Remember, it's 10, 10, and 10, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Now, shopping lists. Shopping lists. This is based on one adult for 30 days. So just times that however many people you live with, and you'll have a plan. You know, the we need to talk about some detailed quantities, but for the purposes of this video, we can't get like super in the weeds. Okay. But the idea is that we're going to include dehydrated goods, canned goods, grains, oils, seasonings, supplements, and we're going to emphasize buying in bulk and comparing prices. Uh, um, this can significantly reduce costs compared to pre-packaged kits. People like to buy them. You might want to consider creating a spreadsheet to track your food inventory and ensure you have all the necessary items. Now, equipment for cooking without electricity. Now, you know what? Before we do that, we haven't looked at the poll in a while. We've got 28 votes. And the question is, what's your biggest food storage challenge? 43% say cost, 39% say space, 11% say nutrition, and 7% say cooking. So we're identifying gaps. When I ask you the questions in these polls, what we're really doing is we're kind of identifying our own personal holes in our preps. So let that sink in when we talk about it. Also, going to the chat here, I got about 8 months. I got Water about 8 months old. Can it be restored by boiling? No, you cannot restore water. Okay. Water is generally good for about a year. Okay. If you've stored it properly, no, not a lot of light, you haven't heated it, you haven't cooled it. Basically, it's just right. The problem is water gets stale. It's still drinkable even after a year. It's not going to kill you. 2-year old water in a bottle is not going to kill you unless something got in it. You know what I'm saying? Um, but you can't restore it by boiling it. You could mix it with other water to get flavor back to it, but water generally gets stale. Um, I have a bunch because my mom loved fried spam. Okay. Hey, dude, I have bunches of that. JKR, don't recognize you. Welcome to the stream. Make sure you subscribe. Should be able to 420 depending on if stored properly to begin with. Um, let's see. I'd skip the mayo on that myself. Okay, mayo and bananas. Ugh. But you never know, man. They're mixing some stuff together that when I used to love peanut butter and mustard sandwiches when I was a kid. I haven't had one in years, but I used to love it. Learn how to make your own sauces, condiments with things that store longer. There you go. Ramen is cheap and lasts for a long time. Yeah, just watch out, Bullseye Ben, because there's a little bit of fallacy in that. Um, what they make the ramen out of is actually not good for you at all. I know guys that have gone on the ramen diet and lost. They eat ramen like 3 meals, 3, 4, 5 meals a day, and they were losing weight like it was cool, and that's why they did it. But they were also like really destroying a lot of their gut biome. It's really, really bad for you. It's not good stuff. But you can eat it. You will subsist on it. I won't say you'll survive on it long term. And it does go bad. And the packaging on it it degrades so rapidly. You might want to be paying attention to that too. Skeins Girl says homemade mayo is easy, but I am still trying to eat what I have first. There you go. I got 5 foods, 5 years past expiration, nothing wrong with it. Okay. As long as you're happy with it, 420. Let's see here. Skeins Girl says, I ain't scared. I use common sense, not dates. There you go. Peanut butter and pickle sandwiches. Ramen is just filler. That's true. And Pilgrim says, I'm late. Hi. You're not that late. We still got 15 minutes left on the stream. You're golden, bro. You're golden. All right. So Elvis loves PBJ, mayo, and bananas tried. It's just, uh-huh. All right. So equipment for cooking without electricity. So Dutch oven, not the kind you give your wife, for versatile cooking over a fire or portable stove. Pressure canner for safely preserving low acid foods. Cast iron skillets for cooking over a fire or portable stove. Campfire cooking tripod, great, and stockpile for cooking over open fire. Solar oven for cooking with sunlight, love solar ovens. Propane cook stove with spare propane cylinders for reliable cooking. Guys, be aware that you will go through those little green propane tanks pretty rapidly when you're cooking. So just kind of be aware. Campfire cooking utensils like tongs, spatula, and spoons will become necessary. All right, let's see here. I have CERN starch that is 11 years old, still good. Oh, okay, cool. My dad ate PB and mayo sandwiches. Yuck. I know, some people like them. Um, Ramen makes good body filler for auto repair. Wow. Did not know that. That's oof. And there's a reason Elvis died on a toilet. You like what I said, huh, Bullseye? Dutch oven, not the kind you give your wife. Let's see here. Skates Girl says, and the rock pot. Add the rock pot to that list. I've heard that's actually a pretty good device. I love the idea of cooking on open flame. It's natural. There's so many different ways to do it. I get, the general rule that I teach people when I teach, I've actually taught campfire cooking, um, is that you boil on fire and you cook on coals. Let's see. Those are outdoor options cooking mostly. Flour from nuts is more nutritious and more stable. I don't know about stable, nutritious, yes. Anything if it's flour from nuts, then it's gonna have oil in it. And then your Anything with oil equals rancid. Just remember that. Let's see. Skeens Grill may be a generational thing. I got you. I got you. MRE got a long shelf life and it tastes good. Yeah, Miko, the MREs are generally good for at least 5 years. What a lot of people don't understand is that the MREs that we are getting, they at some point have been repackaged and were military. They're not allowed to sell us military MREs. Believe it or not, the military is not allowed to sell them. Um, but they do make it onto the market. They do get repackaged, things like that. But they're also stored in completely temperature controlled, completely light controlled environments for up to 20 years. And the big thing that you have to know how to read that bullseye that is on the side of an MRE. Now, if you guys didn't know this, there's this little sticker that's on the side of an MRE box, and they call it the bullseye because if it's a bull, you can see the bullseye, then you're golden. Okay, and basically what it is it's this sticker and it has a black circle on it. Okay, and when the center of that black circle turns black, don't eat the MREs. They're old. They will not vouch. No one can vouch for if they're any good anymore. And some of the ingredients inside MREs, while mostly shelf stable to an extent, will go bad. There are some. I've opened some MREs, and well, quick story. Guy I deployed to Iraq with. Um, I'm trying to tell you this properly. He opened up an MRE and the main meal packet, and when he opened it, he used too much force, and it flew. The juices flew everywhere. Well, that whole meal was bad. They literally he got it on his flak jack. We literally had to throw away his camis and his flak jacket. We had to go turn that back into the ship's supply and try and get another one. It was so you couldn't wash it out. It was so bad. And so MREs will go bad. Just remember to read the bullseye. If the bullseye's there, you're probably okay. It's on the box. It's not on the packaging. It's on the external box. Um, that means if there's no bullseye, it's a black circle. That means that it's either it's too old, it's been exposed to too much heat, or it's just been exposed to too much cold. All right, let's see. Mountain House is good. Shelf life 25 years plus. Yeah, Mountain House is not bad. I used to hate Mountain House. I actually one of my very first videos I did 3 years ago was a Mountain House taste test, and I picked like Asian something something something, and it tasted like freaking um, hot dog water. The whole meal tasted like hot dog water. So it looked okay, but no. But I haven't eaten that one. I've eaten a lot of other ones in the past as well after that, and they're okay. Never trust that 25 years things. Anything past 20 years, yeah, I think that's mostly just what they're putting on the label. Let's see here. Less than 10% of fat can be dehydrated or freeze dried and saved. Over 10% is very iffy. Yes, it is true. Skeins Girls has got to go. We'll talk to you later, lady. We're almost done with this live stream anyway. Cindy says, even saving dry pet food high in fat is an issue. Which fat content? Yes, exactly. Bullseye says, yeah, on deployment, we got extra MREs because they were getting close to expiration date. Yeah, they got to get rid of them. Some mealers are better than others. Exactly, exactly. Just don't eat the Asian stuff. It tastes like hot dog water. Rose says, I had an uncle that had peanut butter for every meal, would even put it on his mashed potatoes. Wow. Auntie always left the jar on the kitchen table, never put away. There you go. So he used it as a condiment. All right, so briefly, let's talk about some additional resources. It's very straightforward and to the point. So, you want to look for reputable sources for food storage, emergency preparedness, and off-grid cooking. You need to consider taking a course on food preservation or even wilderness survival skills. And I think the key takeaway from this whole thing is that building a 1 month food supply is manageable. It's a very manageable task, when approached strategically. If you focus on shelf stable foods, balanced nutrition, and simple preparation methods, you can create a reliable emergency food reserve. Uh, you know, um, the, what I want to stress is the importance of planning, preparation, and acquiring the necessary skills and equipment for off-grid cooking. Regularly review and update your food supply to ensure freshness and suitability for your needs. And practice preparing meals using your emergency food stores and off-grid cooking methods. This is going to help you identify any potential issues and ensure you are comfortable with your equipment and recipes. And don't forget to consider specific needs for all family members, including dietary restrictions and medical conditions. And lastly, allergies. Obviously, you're part of the family. You should know these things, right? Peanut butter and celery is yes, I love doing that. It's not good for my diet, but I do love some peanut butter and celery as a snack. Let's see. I don't like the sloppy Joe MRE or other really greasy MREs. Yeah, it is what it is. It's like you ended up with that one. You know what I'm saying? In the grunts, it's like you try to get what you can, but if they don't have it, you eat what they give you. It's that easy, or you don't eat. Let's see here. Check labels. Check labels. Do copycat recipes for better food you can make. Yes, it's something. That is something, Rose. I would also tell people to, listen, a lot of this stuff comes down to time. Okay. Is that even one of my questions right here? Cooking, space, cost, nutrition. It's not time. Setting aside time, maybe an hour, maybe 30 minutes, like literally lock in 30 minutes a day or a week and say, I'm going to research how to make this. You know what I'm saying? Get a pad of paper, watch the video, read, copy, paste. You know what I'm saying? And create these recipes and then actually create that food source. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what you're doing. You're creating a food source, something you can put on the shelf, and then like plan to go do it and then execute. No matter what happens, it's going to be a learning experience and it should be a positive one as well. So all right, let's see here. We're rolling up on the end of the live stream. Currently, the question is, what's your biggest food storage challenge? 43% believe that it, and if you haven't done the poll yet, now's the time to do it. 43% believe cost is the biggest challenge. 37 believe that space is the biggest challenge. And 13% think that nutrition is the biggest challenge. And 7% think that cooking is the biggest challenge. So I think I've identified some of your holes in your preps and I'll obviously post this on the YouTubes as a post itself, so you guys will be able to see this later. But I think that's going to be about it. Chili Mac, I love me some Chili Mac. I don't know anybody who doesn't like Chili Mac. Our county extension website has great info on food canning. Also, the ball canning books, older used books, still good. Yes, they still guys, canning methods have not changed in 100 freaking years. We've just adapted devices to do them properly. We can do them at higher temperatures. Higher temperatures mean shorter periods of time. You know what I'm saying? Um, the like I said, I've got that Croatian ladies channel that I watch, and she just chops stuff up and she puts a towel in the bottom of the pot and puts the jars in the pot and freaking puts the water in the pot and then turns it all the way up and puts the top on it. And 5 hours later, she's got canned whatever. You know what I'm saying? We've got it cut down to a 90-minute process. The idea is that you killed any botulism spores, but that's not always a thing. So just FYI. All right, guys. Like I said, the hour is up. I don't know that I'm going to do another live stream today. If I do, We'll see what happens. But yeah, I think that's going to be about it. It's definitely Friday, so we got to figure out what to do. By the way, guys, I will be going to New York City this weekend. I don't know if I'll record much of it. Maybe I'll do a live stream from the road on Sunday, but we'll see what happens. No promises. Yeah. All right, guys. Till the next time, stay safe, have a great weekend, and I shall see you when I see you. Bye bye.